Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, global population. Sandfish rate. Well, it's not like we couldn't see this coming, is it? Yesterday was meant to be the day that the COVID Act got renewed, and surprise, surprise, bloody did. What happened to the rebellion? Well, there kind of was, but not in the numbers that we were expecting. Most of the rebels caved after they were given a compromise, which was basically do as you're told or else, I think. Because they're still going to run things exactly the same as they have been doing. There's going to be no change. But there was 24 MPs from all parties, apart from the SNP obviously, that voted against the government's ruling and actually earned their pay. Surprisingly, there were 6 Labour MPs, 2 of them Marxist, and admitted Marxist. Now, when Marxists vote against an authoritarian rule, that's kind of a big red flag. A kind of big red flag with a big red neon sign over the big red flag saying big red flag. And that's above a big red arrow pointing to the big red flag. Underneath the big red sign saying big red flag, pointing at the big red flag. That's how much of a red flag it is. Honest to God. This was... I knew this was coming. I mean, it was obvious. I mean, you had Sir Lindsay Hoyle, who's the Speaker of the House, basically blocking the rebellion's amendment that they were trying to put through the day before. So no, you can't do it. And all of a sudden you have Matt Hancock, smarmy little twat that he is, sweet talking them all. Wonder what I offered him, eh? Arseholes. So yeah, that's kind of screwed us. But as I always say, it's but a minor, trivial sort of setback. We'll have to come back at them, really, won't we? Yeah?
But what we're not doing at the moment, Carl, is going back to the situation we were in March, and I really don't want to do this. I don't want to go back to a national lockdown where the overall guidance is stay at home. That is not what we're saying. We want to keep the economy moving. We want to keep young people, pupils in education. But the only way we can do that is if we all follow the guidance and depress the virus, get the virus down by following that guidance, and keep things moving as much as we possibly can.
We're seeing quite fast growth in some areas of the country. It's not uniform right the way across the country, but there's clearly fast growth in some areas, and those numbers are going up. And unfortunately, as we've seen, not only cases going up, but we're already seeing an increase in deaths. So things are definitely headed in the wrong direction.
90 minutes is an utter disgrace. It is actually disrespectful to this House, and it is disrespectful to colleagues. But can I say, Mr. Speaker, 90 minutes 90 minutes to debate the renewal of an act that fundamentally has changed the nature of the relationship between the state and citizens is not good enough. And I have to say, if this is the portent of the promises to come, it's not good enough. I need, at some stage, more than 3 minutes to discuss the fundamental hardships that are going on in my constituency. The jobs that are being lost, the opportunities that are being lost, young people struggling to find work, to get back to university, to come back from university. 90 minutes is an utter disgrace. It is actually disrespectful to this House, and it is disrespectful to colleagues. And I'm sorry, Secretary of State, if I sound... Actually, I'm not sorry that I'm angry, because a lot of people in this place are angry. We want to see this virus beaten, of course we do, but it would be nice, just nice, if this House was shown some respect.
Rebecca Long-Bailey with one.
So, along with all this guff happening, we now have the army doing a pilot scheme in Birmingham, knocking on people's doors, getting them to take a test, door-to-door testing. If that's not 1984, I don't know what is, or Brave New World. I don't think anyone in the British public is going to put up with this much longer. Anyone with any sense, anyway. The numbers of us that have our eyes open to this are growing exponentially every day. We even have stories of kids turning around to their parents after the teachers have been trying to do brainwashing techniques on them, showing them videos saying that we're all terrorists, people like me, people like you, and if they think the same, they're terrorists, turning around saying, but it's brainwashing, Mum. They're awake to it, and that really inspires hope. It really does. They're not going to win. This really is going to be the step too far. The proverbial straw that broke the proverbial back of the proverbial camel. And there's a lot of proverbs there. While you're still asleep, I'm going to leave some info in the description box below. The different files that I have, documents that I have, explaining everything what's going on now. But at the very least 10 years old, some of them far more. Those of you that are awake, feel free to use them. Show people, everyone. Print them out, save them on your phone, anything. Keep them with you at all times. There's nothing better than an official document to give people the shake that they need. Alright? But don't go. This is something that someone asked me, how do I wake my family up? Slowly. Drip feed. Don't go in feet first. Bombarding them with all sorts. Best way I've found, leave little markers, pinpoints. Why don't you take a look at this? Let's have a look at this YouTube video. Or have a look at this little thing here. Best thing to start with, more than anything, and it gets everyone thinking he's JFK. Believe it or not, JFK, because no one believes that, or Epstein. Epstein's another good one. Not what he was up to, but what was surrounding his death, because no one believes that. That should be a start-off point. Then move to 9/11, etc. Another good one, especially 9/11 related. Hey, alright. Especially 9/11 related. Is where'd all the porcelain go? There was at least 1,500 toilets on that, in both of those buildings. Porcelain doesn't burn. Yet there wasn't one fragment of porcelain at all in the entirety of that rubble. So where'd all the porcelain go? That's when you can move them into thermite and everything else with that. Anyway, like I said, I'll leave you all that stuff in the description below. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And special thanks has to go out to CT, one of my subscribers, for sharing like a motherfucker. Thank you very much. I'll see you later anyway. Bye bye.